Hello, my name is Gama Bandawe. I'm a medical virologist and I'm currently a senior lecturer and head of the Department of Biological Sciences in the Academy of Medical Sciences at the Malawi University of Science and Technology, also known as MUST. We are Malawi's first purposive science and technology university, and we're based in Tyolo in southern Malawi, which is in southern Africa. The people of Malawi continue to face serious illness and unnecessary deaths from viruses that are largely controlled in other parts of the world. For example, in addition to HIV, HPV, hepatitis, rotavirus, and measles, we've even had a resurgence of wild polio 30 years after being declared polio-free. So, there's a double threat that we're facing. First, we often don't know the origin of the illnesses that kill our most vulnerable. And second, with increased antimicrobial resistance, we risk giving patients medications that will not work and even make things worse. To tackle these issues head-on, we're proposing the establishment of the Malawi National Virology Center, a hub for surveillance, research, and training in virology. Our goal is to identify threats before they emerge and train a generation of scientists to identify and mitigate future epidemics, conduct surveillance, and carry out high-impact research for policymakers. MUST is a new university and has shown great potential to solve problems within Malawi and beyond. This proposed project will elevate the work of MUST to an even greater degree. To give you some perspective, I will share a bit of history. MUST opened its doors in 2014 and has 4 schools: an Institute of Technology, a School of Climate and Earth Sciences, a School of Heritage and Culture, and the Academy of Medical Sciences, which currently runs bachelor's programs in medical imaging and sports science, as well as medical microbiology and immunology. We have graduated 2 cohorts of medical microbiology students who have already made enormous contributions in helping the country's health systems to respond to the COVID-19 pandemic by bravely stepping into the front line of the national COVID testing program. These graduates have been absorbed into hospital laboratories across the country, as well as the Microbiology National Reference Laboratory, the National HIV Reference Laboratory, the National TB Reference Laboratory, all at the Public Health Institute of Malawi. MUST is currently home to 3 undergraduate teaching laboratories and a series of research laboratories for microbiology and pathogen research, molecular biology and immunology, and a biosafety level 2 laboratory that's been set aside for SARS-CoV-2 testing. The university has just broken ground on the construction of a purpose-built laboratory complex that will be home to additional state-of-the-art microbiology and immunology laboratories and a center for clinical and biomedical research. This year, we will enroll our first students in newly developed master's programs in diagnostic ultrasound, medical microbiology, and infection and immunity. Our research environment is bolstered even further by the presence of a 100-bed teaching hospital that is just now becoming operational and will specialize in diagnostic services for infectious and non-communicable diseases. We also collaborate very closely with the nearby Tyolo District Hospital, which serves a large rural community within the district and beyond. With this background, we want to outline the 3 major priorities of the proposed Malawi National Virology Center. Firstly, virus discovery and surveillance in humans. We will focus on clinical surveillance and research on viruses that are known public health issues, like rotavirus, HPV, hepatitis, as well as discovery of viruses that are causing undiagnosed febrile illnesses, mainly in children. Efforts are already underway to develop cohorts and sample repositories for clinical samples taken from children presenting with undiagnosed acute febrile illnesses at Tyolo District Hospital. These will undergo metagenomic analysis to determine the etiology of their febrile illnesses and determine what undiagnosed viral pathogens are in circulation. The aspect of viral surveillance will be covered also with the establishment of a wastewater and environmental surveillance unit. Wastewater surveillance has come of age in recent years, providing critical data in the surveillance of SARS-CoV-2 and more recently, monkeypox and even polio. We currently have an ongoing study looking at surveillance of rotavirus using wastewater. Secondly, virus discovery and surveillance in animals, a One Health approach. To head off future pandemics, it's important to know the viruses that are circulating in wild and domestic animal populations that have a high spillover potential, especially in bats and rodents. Malawi has high human-wildlife contact, and we have a local tradition of consuming many rodent species, known as mbewa. A study is already underway to characterize the virome of these mbewa species through metagenomic sequencing, and hopefully to identify viruses that we need to be on the lookout for. Thirdly, the development of bacteriophage therapy. The next pandemic is the emergence of antimicrobial resistance and a post-antibiotic world. Thankfully, there are compelling stories of successful usage of friendly viruses that infect and kill the most deadly antibiotic-resistant bacteria. Like the story of Stephanie Strathdee, an infectious disease epidemiologist from the United States who saved her husband's life by mobilizing bacteriophage therapy after every single drug had failed to treat this life-threatening Acinetobacter baumannii infection. The same bug got the name Iraqibacter because of the many Gulf War soldiers that it killed from sepsis following injuries on the battlefield. Just this month, the UK's NHS has approved bacteriophage therapy to treat antimicrobial-resistant bacterial infections. Africa needs this technology if we're going to survive the next public health challenge. We aim to develop the capacity in bacteriophage therapy and become an important source of novel bacteriophages for use globally. So, what do we need and how can you help? We're seeking $250,000 to launch the center. Those funds will pay for personnel support, including a center director and a program manager. Key equipment like a sequencing platform, refrigerators and liquid nitrogen storage for sample repositories, high-powered computers, CO2 incubators and cell culture equipment. Training in key methodologies for staff like sample collection, sequencing methods, and of course bioinformatics and metagenomic sequence analysis. These funds will also provide scholarships for 3 master's students over 2 years and will provide funding for initial pilot research projects. Thank you for your attention. I look forward to having a discussion with you about how we can work together to make this critical center a reality. The launch funds will allow us to show the importance of this work and the impact of this work, and we plan to apply for ongoing funding to sustain the work. Please join me in creating this innovative center designed to solve problems for Malawians by Malawian scientists. Thank you very much.